So we ended that last video with the arrival of our tiles. So I suspect today, first thing they'll do is they'll start getting these tiles up there and start laying them. I suspect that will take 2 or 3 days minimum, I think. Once we complete that, the block people, who are the people that did the concrete work for us, will be back, and they will start blocking the walls. Once the exterior walls get blocked, I think the video is going to slow down quite a bit because visual progress is going to be pretty slow after that. They'll be laying blocks, I assume, for a couple of weeks. Then they'll have to get anything that goes in the walls, like electrical and plumbing, anything like that. They'll have to get that in place. Then they will skim coat the walls. Once the walls are skim coated, then I believe they will start laying tile. If it was me, I would paint all the walls first and then lay the tile. That's how I always did it in the West. But here it seems like they put the tile down and then paint. But here nor there, it's up to them. So anyhow, once we get past the exterior walls, I think the videos are probably going to slow down quite a bit. We'll try to keep you guys informed, keep you in the loop on the interesting stuff as it comes up, because there's going to be some more stuff that will be of interest to some of you. But yeah, we're looking forward to getting a roof on here, get us a little shade over here. We just finished meeting with Duke, P&D House. We have come to terms on the changes in the bedroom, which is no terms at all. He's just going to make the changes, and it's not that big a deal, which we knew it wasn't going to be. He also said that the roof crew is going to be out for 2 days. I don't know what they got going on, don't really care, but so we've got today and tomorrow. Yeah, today and tomorrow available. So we're going to run over to Cantilac right now. There's some things we need to get over there. We've kind of been putting off, waiting for this house crew to get started because I want to be here when they first start it. We're going to go to Cantilac today, and it's Friday, so we're going to Eddie's tonight, and then tomorrow we got to go back to Cantilac. We're going to meet Ozzy Mark, sit down and have a beer or something with him. So anyhow, yeah, probably don't even know if we'll come out here tomorrow. If we do, it won't be for much. Feed the fish, that'll be about it. Good morning from Paradise in Thailand. The roofing crew has returned from their sabbatical. They are getting ready to put some tiles on this roof. The wall crew is supposed to be back today, but I was out here yesterday, and the gentleman that is kind of the supervisor or leader or whatever when the owner's gone showed up here with some lady friend on a motorbike, packed up all his stuff and left. So I don't know if he got moved to a different job site or he quit or what. It's after 9 and nobody's here yet, so hope they come in. I don't want to be left with a wall looking like this. All right, we're going to sit back and watch this progress a little bit. Okay, so I've been here a couple hours. As I said, these guys showed up. I did that video clip. I didn't even notice these got delivered yesterday, and they were sitting right here while I was doing this video. I started counting how many fence pieces I was going to need. And I come walking over here to count this side, and I walk by these. I'm like, oh shit, when did these show up? There's some damage to some of those. Yeah, the edges won't hurt nothing. These are those AAC blocks, which I think most people are familiar with by now, but a lot of debate about which blocks to use. I think they're all viable. I think it's a personal preference. I just hear that the insulation value on these are better than the other ones, so that's why I went with it. And our builder said it's the same cost whether we use red brick, whether we use white brick, or we use concrete bricks. He said the time you save putting these in makes up for the extra cost of these. So they would do these for the same price they would do red or concrete. So it doesn't make a difference to them, just pick what we want. So we did, which I was happy to hear because I wanted these all along. Just glad to know I didn't have to pay extra for them. Sure, there'll be plenty of comments about which block is best, but I don't know. I don't care. So anyhow, I need 20 fences to go between the posts out front. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 16, 17, 18. I need 19 full pieces here and 2 short ones back in the corner back there. That one you can see is about 1.5 meters, and the other one's about a meter. There's going to be 2 odd size ones here, 3 meters each. And then we still got to put that piece of fence in over there, and I don't know what the count's going to be there. I haven't measured it off, and I'll just wait till they get done. Count how many holes I have to fill. And that is not included in the price of the fence. I told them I'd do that on my own. I'll just get somebody local here. Figure out what we want. These electric motorbikes are really popular in this area. I don't know about the rest of Thailand, but Saudi Cup. But yeah, a lot of people, locals, have them for just running around village to village or around the village. So all right, I'm gonna kick back and watch these guys for a little bit. Okay, these are kind of the specialty pieces for the roof. These arched ones here are going to be for the ridge, and I believe what they call the hip, which is going to be these corners coming down. The corners coming down here. I think they call that a hip. I'm not sure, but it'll be the ridge beam and the hips. These here will be the 3 ways that tie between the ridge and the 2 hips on each end of the ridge. And then these will cap off the ends of them. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. We'll see these in action here probably in the next couple of days. They got 7 guys here, which is kind of what they've been running the whole time. So, I don't know. I think the hard part's going to be getting started. I think once they get started and get going, they'll probably go pretty fast because, I mean, they do this every day. So, today's Sunday. I would expect by Wednesday or Thursday, they're probably wrapping it up here. Talked to Duke. Yesterday morning, they come out and met with us to talk about the change in the bedroom. And he told us that this roof here they're not going to do now because, as I mentioned in one of the videos earlier, I wasn't sure how they were going to get up in there and skim coat that wall up from the house up through here if they put a roof in here. But he said they're going to wait to put this roof on until that wall is all skim coated and painted, and then they'll come back and put the roof on here, which is understandable and makes a lot of sense to me because I was, like I said, I was wondering how they were going to do it. But so these guys will probably have to come back for that, or they'll have a different crew do it. Like I said, it's a flat metal roof, so it shouldn't be too difficult for anybody to put up. Mid-afternoon, fence team hasn't showed up. Duke stopped through, said they'll be back in tomorrow. They were finishing up their job today, so rather than split them up, they just kept them all over there. The roof crew took all the pallets, most of the pallets, and spread them out throughout the house, and they've been busy shuffling pallets up to the roof all morning. And boss man up here kind of went rogue, and he's just up here laying out tile. I think I called it a thermal blanket. But he's rolling that out and laying shingles. Apparently you can lift those up enough to get tiles under this next row, though. I haven't watched him. I just walked over here. It's been really hot today for some reason, and cloud's been out for a little bit, so I thought it'd be a good time to run over here. Like I said, like a reinforced thermal blanket. We did talk to Duke about insulating the ceiling. He said, yeah, no problem. When we get to that point, I'll talk to him again. I'll probably just go buy the insulation and pay him to put it in. Duke brought in some mortar for the blocks. And I think once they get these up out of the way tomorrow, that crew will go to work putting in the block walls. And these are all the broken tiles they pulled out of those pallets. Didn't really pay attention to this corner, but it looks like he's stopping short of the hip. They'll have to come back and cut those pieces and slip them in there and screw them down later. And what I thought was a starter strip and that 2-edge sticky rubber membrane, I'm not sure what it is. Now I'm thinking it must go down the hips and across the ridge as a water barrier because it didn't go down here at the end. You can see the little black humps right here on the end. Basically, it just keeps snakes and bugs and stuff out from going up under the roof there. And it helps ventilate. You can see there's holes in them. I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but they're like almost a mesh type stuff that the air can get through. These guys are taking a break right now. They've been busting their ass all day getting tiles up there. But some could just run to town to grab them some Sponsor, which is like a electrolyte drink, like a Gatorade type sport drink. All right, so as quick as he's laying these things down by himself, I imagine they get 6, 7 guys working on it tomorrow. It's going to go pretty quick. So this has got an adhesive back on it. I just seen him peel the strip off and just sticks it down there. Overlap, fold the top edge back. Looks like about a 4-inch fold. Right down behind those little vents. Lay them on. And from here, we'll look at the bottom of the tile here in a second once he screws that down. It's going backwards. Oh, there it goes. Okay. So I'd call that about a 4-inch overhang on it. If you ever try and do this yourself, now the key is going to be getting those purlings the right distance apart where the overlap on the shingles, those ridges on the end where they tie together, puts the screw on the purlin. So I don't know what that measurement is. From here it looks like about 12 inches, but you're going to want to make sure you get those right all the way up. All right, we're closing in on another sunset here in Paradise. It is closing of the first day of the tile crew. The tile crew have gotten all the tiles up on the roof. There's a few left over there, but the majority of them are up there. Like 98% of them are up there and in place, ready to go in. Boss man on his own today did this and all the other end. Now, he did not do any of the cut pieces along the hips or across the top, but I figure if he can do that in about 5 hours by himself, if they have 7 guys here again tomorrow, they ought to be able to have all these full pieces in place. Personally, if it was me, I would throw 4 guys on just the cut pieces on the 2 hips and the ridge and put 3 guys on the rest of it, and they ought to be able to knock it out. But either way, within 2 days, all these pieces will be on. Duke will be looking for another check, I think. Home team didn't get to do much today because these guys were busy moving tiles around through here, and they were just getting settled in because they just got back from a couple weeks off. But their block is here. I assume tomorrow they'll get started blocking walls. And right at the end of the day, the wall team showed up. They are back there right now. They've unloaded a bunch of stuff, including forms for the walls. These will be the forms they use to put these front walls in. It does not look to me like it's enough to do the whole thing. So I'm guessing they'll probably do it in 2 pours, or they'll just do them and hand mix them and pour them. Move the forms, I don't know. But definitely not enough there to do the whole thing. So this is going to be at least 2, maybe 3 pours to do this front one. By Thursday, we'll have this front wall poured. And they'll be starting on this back wall. And once again, we're going from here, the end of this one, 3 meters in, straight out to the blue stake over there. And then we got the 6-meter piece on the other side of the driveway, and they will be done. And then they'll want to check. I think they made really good progress today. I cannot complain about this roof crew at all. I had to remind them one time to pick up the trash at the end of the day, and since that one reminder, looks pretty good. Put a trash bag out here for them, and as you can see, they're using it. Except for this piece here under the can. I don't know why they didn't throw it away, but they'll get it tomorrow. At least it won't blow away. That's my concern. I don't want this shit blowing out in my neighbor's field and have them pissed off at me. So with that said, it's the end of another day in Paradise, and I want to thank you for watching.